What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 39 of the It's Rolling Podcast. Holy crap.
hmm
But yeah, so welcome to episode 39. Sorry, man, how you been?
Been all right, man. Been all right.
Well, what's good, John? No. Well, before we get into it, if you guys are new, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button because we got some interesting things to talk about and also recaps as well. And kind of want to talk a little bit the Elimination Chamber as well. Not do like a full blown recap of it, just kind of just give our thoughts on this show in its entirety. But with that being said, let's just kind of get the elimination chamber out of the way. Um, I mean, wow, you cannot tell me you can't find me a better, except for one match in particular. None of us want to talk about, but I thought it was a really fantastic show from WWE that's been booked well. I thought it was really well produced and actually built correctly.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was a really, really good pay per view. One match did give it a little bit of a hit, but the rest of the card was exceptionally well done. Both chamber matches were exceptionally well done. Um, what I really don't get is why the women got over at this pay per view, but not on Raw or SmackDown. I still don't get that. But,
Yeah,
but the matches were really good. That main event though was top notch, top notch.
like very top notch.
Crowd
But
was into it. Crowd was into it. Everybody was emotionally invested in the story, like they have been for the last year or so. But all in all, great show.
like
And
I gave the
now,
show a solid 9 out of 10 because, like I
yeah, it's
said,
a
that
nine
one
out of ten
match
for me
brought it
too.
down.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 for me too.
But with that being said, like I said, we don't want to go too much into detail with the Elimination Chamber because if you have not seen it, go check on Peacock and watch it because I thought let's be real. And as we said, I think the main event, like everyone should just got an Emmy for that for whoever wrote that, and it was just well produced after, especially the aftermath of since the Royal Rumble. But that's here nor there. But now we get to the recaps. First, I want to kind of get over with SmackDown. Obviously, SmackDown was not terrible, but wasn't great. Oh
Yeah, it
yeah,
wasn't too bad. Yeah,
the
he
Monday
gets
score.
MVP
Yeah,
for me. He gets
yeah.
he gets MVP for me.
At some point, mate, for me, if I want to have a guy to have a singles run, for me it'd be Montez Ford. I think the dude, I think has done enough, or I think it has the ability to be a singles competitor.
Yeah,
But we'll see. But to kick off SmackDown, we had Shotzi and Natalia. Even though Shotzi, I don't mind watching from time to time, but Natalia, she can get off my screen for all I care. Against
next,
these two, yeah.
next.
But then we get to a oh wow. Talk about a cringy hit row segment, but thank you, Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy, for just kicking the crap out of him, so we can move on from that. And I think this is
There was a thing where he said the winner of Brock and
yeah,
Bobby, whoever wins, they would go against Bray because Bray called him out. But we had no winner,
yeah.
so I'm
So
still confused of what they're gonna do with
yeah,
what they're gonna do with that.
because if you think about this, that's two chords that they backed themselves into it. Because think about it too, you got the Sami Zayn problem that they ran into. Now they're running into the same, almost same type of problem now they're doing with Bray
I
Wyatt.
don't think they're running into the same problem. It's just that they shot themselves in the foot with the finish of that match at
Oh
Elimination
yeah,
Chamber with the DQ finish.
absolutely. But we get to I thought I mean I want to see these guys you know in a Hell in a Cell or a steel cage match for crying out loud. Drew McIntyre taking on and Sheamus taking on the Viking Raiders. Obviously, this is kind of sent back from the last couple of weeks after the Viking Raiders screwed Drew McIntyre and Sheamus from the quarterfinals of the tag team tournament, and they was very physical. It's crazy to see some guys at the 280 plus pounds moving like a cruiserweight. It's like, how's that making? It's like someone make that make sense. I mean,
I
Drew
don't know
McIntyre,
how that man scares me. 350 something pounds and he's moving like a goddamn cruiserweight. He
dude,
scares me.
Eric is fucking nuts.
He legit scares me.
Because like you don't see that with guys of his size moving like
You
that.
see a goddamn 350-pound man flying at you.
I'm getting out of
You're
the way.
screaming
I'm
and
sorry.
running.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even though it was Sheamus and Drew pick up the win, it was, I would say, it's not convincing, but it was a very tough win. I think the Viking Raiders gave Drew McIntyre and Sheamus a run for the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, it just took everything out of them. And then we go to our next match. Actually, was actually not bad, actually, which is very surprising. But like I said, the crowd reaction did not do it any justice. That was Asuka and Liv Morgan. With Asuka
Yeah,
picking up the win.
that's what really bothered me is that these two women got over at the pay-per-view, but they couldn't get over on a random Raw or random SmackDown, mind you.
Yeah,
Like how are these women not getting over on a TV episode, but they can get over on a pay-per-view? How is that even possible?
your guess is as good as mine. But Asuka did win by via submission. I thought,
Yeah.
and so it got to the point where I thought she was going to break Liv's
Also,
arm.
can we go back to Elimination Chamber for a second?
Shoot.
Because let's talk about the Liv Morgan elimination. They made her look strong as hell.
Yeah, and that I was
Two
about to
women,
say they did.
two women were putting her in a submission hold. She didn't even tap out, and she smiled until she passed out.
And because for me, I feel that was the best way to present Liv Morgan.
You
And
made her look incredibly strong there.
and
Kudos to
you can also
WWE
take
for that.
not just that too, Tyler. You also you can take Liv Morgan more seriously than
Yeah, you do. You take her serious as like this crazed character who won't tap out to nobody and who enjoys pain. She legitimately in this in kayfabe enjoys pain.
And it's funny because I actually read watched an interview with her. It's like she was not opposed to having a death match. Like
Dude,
what?
yo, dude,
Just see her in a fucking death match.
her in
Like
that environment would be money. Her in
I
that
mean,
environment would be awesome.
that would be awesome. And I think because I think that really does help with her character, give her better character development because she's not
That's
terrible
what
on
her
the ring.
character entails. She's basically the female Mick Foley, smiling and laughing through pain.
But still, I thought it was a really good match, but the crowd reaction said otherwise. But that's here nor there. Then we get to a match that I think no one really, I want to see really cared for, but just wasn't terrible. Was decent for what it was. Going through a Madcap match for the IC title. Very
It
physical.
was a good match. It was a solid match. And the thing is, it's a shame Madcap isn't getting over, nor is Emma. Incredible talent. His promos aren't
Absolutely.
bad.
It's
But he's an incredible talent. I don't know why he's not getting over.
and there's been one, but yeah, you know. But the last thing to end off SmackDown, we had Sami Zayn's promo segment, and wow,
Oh my
you can.
god. This man beat the goddamn FCC.
Oh, and we'll get to that in just a second. Actually,
He told Roman in French, "You're in my fucking house." Literally, he said that in French. Beating the FCC, beating the censors.
oh yeah, as I like,
He beat the
it's
damn
funny.
censors by using French.
It's crazy enough of how far has come since, because I feel like this is like the best character where he has had since
Bro.
his NXT days in 2014 and 2015
Bro.
from what I remember.
It's come full circle because he was
It really
that
has
over in
been.
NXT. He was that over in NXT.
Yeah, because
That's why
unfortunately
Triple H had no choice but to give him the NXT title in 2014 because he was that over. He is that over
it's
again. It's come full circle.
it really is. It really has been. And the fact that he actually, and let's be real, I think the best match. I mean, look, we know he put on some good matches in NXT, but I think with him and Roman being a slugfest for what it was,
Dude,
the Elimination
let
Chamber.
me, dude, that Elimination Chamber match with Roman, that was the match of his life. He put on
Dude,
the
that
match
was the
of his
best match he put on
life.
his career. you
That was
know,
a career match for him. You can't tell
and
me
you got it.
different.
You really can't. And probably outside of the ring, you could. I can imagine how proud Roman has been
Dude,
outside of
Roman
the
probably
ring
hugged him and said, dude, great job.
because it's like without the bloodline, like we can see Sammy back in catering. This bloodline segment was fantastic for the last year, almost a year and a half.
If if Triple H didn't think highly of him and he wasn't booked in this bloodline storyline, he would probably be in the lower mid card, probably the joke IC champion where he was still a conspiracy theorist and that
Oh
shitty
yeah, that
character
weird ass gimmick. Oh boy.
where he was conspiring against everybody who beats him. Like, what? That gimmick
Yeah,
sucked. I gotta say that was
but
by far his worst
and the
gimmick.
fact that they gave his old theme song back too, which is also fantastic as well.
When the crowd on what was it, Friday
Yeah, this
before,
was the SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber.
dude, the crowd when that music hit, this man was in the ring in goddamn tears because of the
And
crowd.
it's like, and he said it himself too. It's just like like
The
he's
way
very
he
grateful
looked,
to
he
be the.
was like, the way he looked, he was like, oh my god, you guys still love me.
Yeah, it's like we may never forgot. I mean, we've forgotten, not say forgotten about you, but you have to take into consideration this into thought as well.
But our reaction was Vince may have forgotten about you. The writers in the back may have forgotten about you, but us, the fans, we never forgot. We never
No, it's
stopped
just like
loving
we
you,
just
Sammy.
we were waiting for that opportunity to say, no, what happened to the 2014 2015 Sami Zayn?
We were
Like
clamoring
had
for
that.
that. We were clamoring
And
for that top baby face that he was in 2014. We were clamoring for that, and now we're getting it.
the fact that he himself, I think in part of his promo said like he's also been very grateful to be a product of Montreal, even though he's not from Montreal, but he's in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
No, well, actually, my hair's gonna get a little bit long, so it's getting there. But so now we go to Raw. I thought Raw was actually not
Yeah, he
bad,
had more like a
actually.
crew cut. He had more of like a crew cut. Now
Yeah,
you can see it's kind of growing back.
but yeah. So and we're going to the Monday Night Raw for this past Monday. I thought actually the show was not bad. Actually, I thought Raw was actually pretty good this week in terms of what
Raw actually was, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of flip flopped.
it's been. Yeah, because
Raw's
SmackDown's
good,
been hit
and
and miss.
SmackDown's just trash. Now SmackDown's just bad.
Because before, like prior to 2016, it was usually the opposite. SmackDown's always been killing it,
Like from
but
2016 to 2019, it was always SmackDown was good. Actually, 2016 to 2020, SmackDown was good. Raw was bad.
yeah,
And then
but
2020 to 2022, both shows are bad. And now
but
you have Raw that's good and SmackDown's bad. I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't know either. But to kick it off, we had Sami Zayn try to cut his doing his promo because obviously this was in Ottawa, so not that far out from Montreal, so that we were still in Canada at the time. And then Baron Corbin shows up out of nowhere. I think at this point, no one really gives two flying fucks about him.
Here's
But
we me and Jeff ET85 the other day when we were watching, we were thinking he might be going back to his lone wolf gimmick, and they're
yeah, and that's
trying to bring
been
him back.
and it's like and we all thought that. And I've been thinking this too. Like first of all, they should never switching him from that lone wolf gimmick was the biggest mistake that the company has ever made. Just in terms of the character work, he's not bad on the mic. He's good. He's really great in the ring. It's just
Yeah.
like it doesn't make
Here's the
sense.
thing with Vince McMahon. He's crippled the entire company, right? The women's division crippled to
And
beyond
that's going to
repair.
take years to fix.
A lot of characters crippled beyond repair. Karrion Kross, his credibility was killed off. They brought him back to that
Terry Cross
regular
has
character in
been thrown out the
NXT.
window.
He's not even over because they remember the character that he was when Vince was around. The whole Baron Corbin thing.
Yeah,
Everybody is crippled beyond repair because of Vince McMahon. And Triple H
and
is trying his damnedest to bring it back to where it was, and it's hard for him
it's
because
going to
none of
take
these
a while.
wrestlers. it's going to take a while for them to get over.
Especially the women's division. I know the women's division is going to take a lot longer to fix than the men's.
Way longer. Way
Because
longer.
and
Because
you
Vince never
know
cared about the women's division. Never.
it's sad, really. It really is sad to see how the state of the company at
It's
this point.
incredibly sad, man. Incredibly sad.
Because you got a talent like Asuka for the longest time, before she turned to what she is now, turned into a joke, like a comedy
She
character.
was jumping around all cheery, and we
I was
don't
like,
want that.
what the?
We don't
I was like
want
asking
that.
myself, what the
You
hell is
had
this?
you had Nikki Cross as a
Like a
goddamn
superhero.
superhero. A goddamn
I was like,
superhero. Wearing a
like,
cape.
what? I don't know. But
And
I
then
will
and
say,
then you have who else? Who else?
um,
You put Liv Morgan in this crappy storyline with Lana, and it was stupid.
oh yeah, the failed LGBT storyline. Oh good
That
lord!
was such a flop from the get go.
Especially
Flop.
that should never. But
You could have put Sony in there and it would have worked.
it would made a lot more sense that. Sorry, we
It
were just talking about this
would have.
like that, but like a long time ago, on one of our shows. It's like, yeah, like this. That's something what I would have done. Well,
So
first of all, I want
much
to
was
make
a
sure if
flop.
Sonya
And then you
would be
have
okay with
then
that.
you have but then you have women like Sonya getting lower mid carded. She's in the lower mid card. She's on TV. She's in competitive matches, but she's always losing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you're still pushing goddamn Charlotte for God knows what reason.
Yeah, it's just been very ugly. But I will
That
say,
whole women's division is a joke. It's a joke.
just look at the women you have in that division. Like I said, Asuka, Bianca Belair. Hers kind of getting stale, but I still enjoy watching her matches. Nikki Cross, finally, since breaking away from that superhero gimmick, going back to what she
She's
was
starting
to
to get over
sanity.
again. I can tell she's starting to get over again. And now they're teasing Sanity, and I'm incredibly
I'm all
excited for
for it.
that.
Now the
I'm all
question
for it. I
is,
want to see. I want to
it's going
see
to be
EY again. I want to see Alexander Wolf again. I want to see all those guys
Killian
back.
Dane get
Killian
her husband
Dane,
back in. Killian Dane's a
all
fucking beast, man.
dude, he was a
Like
monster. You see him in
you
NXT, that guy's
had
a monster.
because think about it. For those who we're talking about, if you have not seen Sanity yet, and in other words, WWE dropped
Bro,
dropped the ball
and
with
their
him.
theme and their goddamn theme's a freaking
It's
jam, dude.
it's a banger because it's
Yeah.
like and the way and how they produced it, like how like the spotlight's kind of moving around like a helicopter spotlight, and they just come out just out
Helicopter
of the fucking blue.
sirens, like they're
I was
psychopaths that
like,
escape prison.
yeah, it's just like I don't know, but and then Baron Corbin that leads to the match. I thought it was very physical for most of it, and then obviously Sami Zayn kind of pretty much took over, gets the win over Baron Corbin, and then we get to
Crowd
the Rhea
popped
Ripley.
hard for that, dude. Whew.
Yeah, and then we get a sit down interview with Rhea Ripley because this was very interesting with Rhea because she's another one I feel like before joining the Judgment Day, I feel like she was a very much of an afterthought before the Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day really rejuvenated her career, and she also really helped Dom out too with that partnership. As weird as it may be, but she actually did help with that partnership.
Yeah,
Helped Dom a lot. He's a great heel. I gotta tell you that Dom is a great heel.
and that's not just that. I mean, you've seen like these veteran guys out of the Judgment Day who has been established stars have come out and said, yeah, he's helping this group get nuclear heat, which for the longest time we've been saying like, wait, there's something missing, and I feel like since adding Dom into that faction, it's like skyrocketed the Judgment Day.
And I think
But
everybody was speculating that too before he joined, that he was going to join and it was going to help it. And they're right. Everybody was right. It was going to
and
help the group, and it helped the group.
like Rhea's on a whole nother level. Same as Damian Priest, who's a tremendous
Bro,
workhorse for a guy who's Finn's on a whole
Balor.
nother freaking level.
Finn Balor went from good to goddamn damn near elite.
Because like we have not really seen this kind of eliteness, shall we say, from Finn Balor in years.
We haven't, and I don't even think before he joined Judgment Day we seen him as a heel yet in the main roster.
The only time I ever seen him as a heel was starting out in NXT when
When
he
he
the
was
Bloody
feuding with
Sunday, which is
when he was feuding with or
who the hell
he was
was
trying to align himself with Undisputed Era.
yeah, I forget.
I forgot who he was
Another
feuding with
faction
though, but he
that
was trying to join Undisputed Era.
the company has dropped the ball with.
It's all good. AEW picked up the scraps. They're all good.
Yeah, but Rhea Ripley, she made some interesting comments, like and one in particular, like she said, she's the best damn bloody woman on the planet. She's not wrong.
No.
If you looked at from by the time she broke in, especially during the Mae Young Classic, I think like when I actually saw her wrestle in the Mae Young Classic, I saw potential. And my thing was, it's like I could, and my brain was telling me at the time, it's like, look, can she be better as a heel? And for some odd reason, she skyrocketed ever since I think becoming that Australian badass heel that now when we came to see her, and obviously the fact she was just like
I feel
and
like once she cut her hair and went to this gothic route with her character, it was more so it worked for her. Like that's
it
money.
really does.
Her as like this bland baby face with blonde hair wasn't gonna work.
Oh yeah. Like it's weird looking back at it. It's like, man, how far has she come along since then? But it's just like being a heel. I think it suits her a lot. But like you said, it suits her a lot better than she was as a blonde baby face. But that's here nor there. Yeah, and then she also goes to say, like she's going to take back what was like what she lost. Basically, in other words, for those who have not paid attention the last 3 years, in other words, she got screwed. For those who don't remember, 3 years ago,
and people were like, why is she? And for people to say, why isn't she going against Bianca? Why she has to go against Charlotte? The story doesn't call for Bianca and Rhea because there was no story.
Bianca was.
This was when when this match happened, right? When this match happened 3 years ago, it was when it was COVID.
Yeah,
and this was 2020 that this happened.
This is like during the Thunderdome era too.
You still had goddamn Bianca still in NXT. She wouldn't get called up till like late 2020.
But yeah, and it's just like, and from the way how Rhea came off, like she's taking this like this is personal to her, not Kate. Kayfabe wise, anyways. But most of us want to see her just get the crap out of Charlotte. I know that I'm one of those people. Just see her just squash her.
Everybody does, man. Everybody.
But we move on to our next match on the card, which, to be honest, we didn't really care for. It's Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali.
Dude,
yeah, I don't want
to. Dude, that last spot though is what I cared about.
Oh yeah,
Ziggler wanted to go for zigzag, and he literally, the way Mustafa Ali very cleanly reversed it. He don't ever try to do a stunner, a RKO or nothing to this guy. He's gonna go into a handstand and reverse that sucker. He went into a goddamn handstand and reversed it.
That is gonna be crazy, but
that was a crazy finish, though. I have to say that.
Yeah, it was. And then Mustafa did pick up the win. And then we get to probably the most talked about promo. This time this also stands back. Now this time again with Cody Rhodes doing his thing, and Paul Heyman. We thought the first time we crossed the line.
Bro, what's with these heels going after these faces' personal life? That was a trend this week.
It's been a very huge trend
between two goddamn companies too, and we'll get to the next thing after that. But this man's talking about his wife.
I was like, oh, his wife? I just say.
I'm like, oh, here's what he was talking about, right? This is where it really got Cody fuming.
Yeah,
This man talked about his dead father and his wife in one promo.
that's that's just
Oh
like
my god!
I was
Damn.
like, I mean, and knowing that the fact going into WrestleMania, this Cody Rhodes is going to be pissed off. I know
But
he's
he's
going
gonna
to.
take. But he's gonna channel it and take it out on Roman.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm. It's like
Because
this is what happens.
after Heyman left, he goes, "Don't you ever use Paul again. Don't ever bring him here again."
Damn.
Like after he cut that promo, I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god, damn."
that. Yeah. um, and then we get another Oscar match between her and Nikki Cross. I thought this was actually really good between these
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
But let's go back to what I said on SmackDown. The crowd reaction not there. But
Yet they were, but this was like, what was it? Yeah, this was a week after Elimination Chamber. So
yeah, this was 48 hours removed
yeah,
from
this was
two
the day
days
after.
removed.
This was like 2 days after. But 2 days before that, the same women that were in this match were getting over in the chamber. So
It's
what on
like
earth has happened?
I don't know, man. I really do not know.
Are
But
the
Oscar,
fans are the fans really the problem? Are they really this fickle? Like what's going on?
it might seem that way,
It
you
seems like they're
know,
fickle.
because it's like, but regardless, I thought for me, I thought it was a banger match between because with Oscar and Nikki Cross. Obviously, Oscar gets the win. Bit of a different version of a submission that she's now implemented, said the Oscar lock, which is actually I'm really digging that new submission that Oscar's been pulling out.
Yeah.
And then we get to oh boy, do we really want to need this match at this point? The Miz and Seth Rollins, like none of us, we didn't need
I've got a
this.
question. I've got a question, and our buddy Jeff, right? He had the
I think we
same
all questioned
problem when we were
this.
watching Raw. Why? 2 weeks in a row would you have the Miz job out twice in 2 weeks in succession? A week and a week later, have him job out for 2 weeks to Rick Boogs. Yeah, he's working a 10 to 15 minute match against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's the
What
thing.
kind?
That's
What
what's
in the kind of what? What? That's just shoddy booking.
it's very
Very shoddy.
shoddy. It's very inconsistent booking in
Inconsistent as
enough.
hell.
But Seth Rollins gets the win, and Tyler, I know the TikTok I shared it with him, like with the Mario with the
Bling,
Mario boost. I was like,
bling,
there. So you know what? That did it for me. I lost. It's like,
bling.
but but and then we get to the one segment that I even since doing NXT I didn't really care for the Ding Dong Hello segment. Nobody cared for this.
Like I said on stream, ding dong, goodbye.
Exactly. And then
Um,
and there
it
obviously
kind of
still
led
track.
up. It kind of led up to the tag team championship match this week. I think that's going to happen this week
Uh,
or next
yeah, this
week
week on Smack.
rather.
I know. I think
This
it's this
Monday
week
coming
coming
up.
up
Yeah, with
on
Lita
Friday.
and Becky versus Damage Control. Ugh.
Yeah, but
But
yeah, we get that was getting over because with, but who knows? Because we may see Trish Stratus maybe later down the line. Who knows? But the next match on the card,
I feel like this week coming up, this Monday, she's gonna make an appearance to make the save after the match. Because
and this will,
something wonky is gonna happen. All of Judgment Day is gonna beat down Becky and Lita. Trish Stratus is gonna come down and run down the ramp.
and I feel like this is going to lead to their six woman tag match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what's gonna. I see that happening. I see
Because I feel like
Damage Control winning by TQ because Bailey gets involved. They all beat down Becky and Lita, and Trish is gonna come out, make the save.
that's how what I would do it. But next match we on the card, I thought this was God, Chad Gable, man. I feel sorry for you. I feel bad for Chad Gable
As
taking
soon as
on
I saw
Bronson
the
Reed.
match card, as soon as I saw that on the
I
match
was
card
like
that he was gonna face
Bronson
Bronson Reed,
Reed.
I'm like, yeah, you're gonna die. You're dead.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the
Rest
finish
in
was
peace, Chad Gable. You're not gonna get
a
out of this match.
6 foot man, 330 pounds, hitting a tsunami on you. Is like, Jesus
Now,
Christ.
would you take the? Now, I got a question for you. Would you take the tsunami?
Absolutely not.
Because
I'd
I
rather keep
wouldn't
my
either.
ribs and
I would not
because first
either.
of all, I did not. Because first, Tyler, you'll be broken into pieces.
Dude, my arm be leg, my whole body, my legs, my
You'll be
arms, my
broken like
torso, gone.
you're gonna have to be put together like a Lego person.
I'd
But
be a
that's
porcelain doll.
besides the
I'd be a
point.
broken porcelain doll at that point,
That is
taking
true.
that damn move.
But we get to the main event. That's what this match was. I thought was actually really good for what it actually as it gave us. Austin Theory taking on Edge, obviously was part of the United States Open Challenge. With Theory taking the win though, I thought it was
How
very
do you
fit.
feel that how do you feel that there's been reports that Edge signed a deal when he first came back that his deal said that he was never going to win a title again, that he's going to put over the
Originally,
talent. Originally, I
my
hated
first
it,
was
but then I'm
it
thinking
makes
he's
it
helping
now
the younger
makes
talent
sense.
doing this. He helped Roman with his credibility. Now he's going to help. Now he's
Think
going to
about it. He also
help
saved when
Austin
he was
Theory.
part of the Judgment. He saved Rhea's career.
He saved all their careers. He saved Finn's. Damien was kind of starting to flounder. Rhea was floundering. He helped him. He's
And
also helped
it's
Dom by feuding with Dom.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy as it sounds. This is why I think you can make the argument Edge is going to go down as one of the greatest of all time in
Oh,
terms
he's
of what he can do.
oh
I mean, he's up
yeah.
there with John Cena, and the fact he still pulled that same shit that he still did like John Cena did from 2006. Like I don't know how he still has not. The fact he still pulled that out after the Elimination Chamber press conference before the Open Challenge. But
Yeah,
Theory,
he's still this. But here's the thing. I don't call it a diss. I call it like a playful banter to Cena.
yeah.
Because him and Cena, they actually are like buddies.
Let's be real. Probably the most underrated rivalries in
Oh
the
my
history
god,
of the company.
best rivalry of the mid 2000s. Minus the sex celebrations because they could have done away with
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah. You,
But
yeah,
without the sex
that was
celebrations and
something.
stuff, that would have been still a money feud. Would have still
And
been a money
this
feud.
was, and this is also too, even with, and and I think Edge, and especially that one spot where he counted out of out of the monkey flip, and he looks, and Edge was like confused on how the hell he pulled that off.
Bro,
But
Edge got thrown through 2 tables off of a ladder by Cena.
oh yeah, yeah, he had his moments for sure. I think also too with him putting over Austin Theory, this is where we're gonna like, and I've always said this too. I think this is a biggest stepping stone for to seeing Austin Theory finally get to the big one later down the line. So but next show because I don't think Tyler's really gonna I'm gonna be catch him up to speed and stuff like that. But NXT. Fuck you, Grayson Waller, you son of a bitch. I want to get that out of the way first. Fucking pull a goddamn Tubi, really? You had to bring up the Peacock menu on screen. What the fuck?
I'll be back,
My
brother.
dumb. Was that?
I bet.
Okay, man. But so yeah, with NXT though, like I said, Grayson Waller. I think what I meant by pulling Tubi because Tubi TV actually kind of did this thing where like you had to like frantically look for your remote and stuff like that. So it kind of took. We'll get to later in that as well. For those who have not really paid attention to it, they got some rivalries that they're still coming in from last week's NXT. The first match we had on the card, we had Trick Williams taking on Ilya Dragunov. Like I said, this all stemmed back from last week. Trick Williams took issue with it. Not just Trick Williams, but also JD McDonough, or for NXT UK, knows him as Jordan Devlin. With Dragunov picking up the win, unfortunately, it took the biggest brunt of the. Okay, I think Tyler. Okay, regardless, but with Dragunov, like I said, and obviously been on the shelf for a little bit due to injury, and also there was a point where he had, I would say, had I also not say travel issues, but I mean, which wrestler doesn't nowadays, but coming from other countries. But that was an okay match. Wasn't really too much to to say in terms of, I don't know. It was weird to say the least. Next, we get Tyler Bate, cutting his promo and stuff like that. Basically kind of saying, how he's grateful to coming back to NXT. And the skits and the Schism faction, they come out cutting the promo, kind of be saying, like we're like one from the same root and all that mystical mumbo jumbo, which I'm kind of really digging into it. And then obviously he had got onto the apron, trying to be like a 4-on-1 type of ambush. And then we get Duke Hudson and Andre Chase, part of Chase U, with Thea Hale by their side, kind of coming to the aid of Tyler Bate. But regardless, and obviously Chase U, and that leads us to our second match of the night. Chase U taking on the Dia, which is Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed. Chase U, if they do something, like I said, me and Tyler talked about this too once Tyler comes back. That Chase U gimmick from a character perspective is going to be like a jobber gimmick, the way how their character work is. With the Dia getting a win via the distraction and stuff like that, from Ava Rain, who is the Rock starter for those who don't know, because she kind of found a way got involved and kind of got into the head of Thea Hale, which when I looked at how this stand back for the last couple of weeks, didn't really make any sense. With the Dia picking up the victory over Chase U, and that kind of made Duke Hudson snap a little bit until basically, in other words, till Thea Hale to grow up or whatnot. And pretty much says, is this, you tell Andre Chase, like, is this a university or a charity? And just walk right off. And for me, looking at this, and looking at this, like, man, you don't have to really do Thea Hale that dirty, because Thea Hale, she's very entertaining for what she is. Kind of being not like a mouthpiece, but in a way to show, what is it? I would say, kind of be like a cheerleader that's drink way too many coffees. I would say, and basically how me and Tyler describe it is, drink like 15 coffees with a couple of energy drinks mixed in there. Like, she is in a way super hyper. The way how she comes off. But hopefully Tyler's not going to be having issues. So next match we have on the card. This starts with JC Jane. Obviously, the last couple of weeks, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks, after Toxic Attraction splitting up, after that Ding Dong Hello segment, after the almost not the infamous stiff shot by JC Jane. So JC did cut a promo last week on NXT, kind of basically saying she's like the last woman standing of Toxic Attraction and stuff like that, and that led up to her taking on a match with Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell does pick up the win over JC Jane, and to be quite honest, though, via disqualification, because I had somebody in my chat actually predict, Gigi's going to find a way to get involved one way or the other, and that's exactly how the match kind of finished. Was the what do you call it? The match finish, shall we say? But and to be quite honest, though, I think I won't say we knew this was coming, but I think this is going to set up to, I would say, I guess you could see a match at Roadblock, which is not, I'm saying it's like a pay-per-view, but another kind of, say, how basically another NXT taping, I should say, before or hopefully they do get a match at Stand and Deliver in April. So the next match, we had a tag team match between Gallus, who are the current reigning NXT Tag Team Champions, taking on Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. So Malik Blade and Enofe, I actually really dig a lot, just in terms of, I don't know, just like talent wise, I think they're very, very talented superstars. But because they actually pretty much took control for most of the match. I think I said about a quarter of it before Gallus got some offense in. Pretty much after Gallus got some offense, it's pretty much been all Gallus since then. And with Gallus picking up the victory. And then we get a little bit of an interesting thing at, after the match finished was two guys bring out a cake on behalf of the of Pretty Deadly, who you know character wise do not like, but I think they're very talented. I think they got some really good talent to work with. But Gallus was not having any of it. Puts one dude or smashes one dude's face into the cake, and obviously Wolf with the Wolf game dropping power bomb and all that stuff. And then hopefully, I thought so far NXT wasn't too bad, but the only issue that I have with NXT is just how if Shawn Michael needs help writing the show from a week to week basis, because we've seen at times Vengeance Day has been in terms of production wise was very good. I thought the who knows with with Roadblock, which is I think should be coming up in March, um, which is I think there's like one show and then you have a couple of like others all the way to Stand to Deliver, which is one of their biggest pay per views for NXT. But that's here nor there. And then we get to our next match. With Von Wagner though, like we're not a huge fan of him. And obviously with Mr. Stone by his side, and the last handful of weeks, Mr. Stone's trying to help Von Wagner try to get to where he needs to be. Um, and then Tony D'Angelo taking on the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, who I'm very digging with Channing Stacks Lorenzo by his side. But Von Wagner, again, like I said, just there's not much to really say in terms of the character work. The dude just, I don't think he just cavitates with the audience. Because if you looked at how the NXT universe has shown, was that it's been mostly one sided with Tony D'Angelo because I think he's more over than you would think. Because usually, sometimes if you think of a heel, is kind of not over as well. But it seems that Tony D'Angelo is more favorable to the crowd and actually is more over with the crowd than does Von Wagner. Because, like I said, Von Wagner doesn't really give us anything to work with. I think his just the kind of character he has is bland, for a lack of a better term. But well, I'm gonna say, so far I thought that was the best outside of right now in terms of want to have the best match quality was Tony D'Angelo and Von Wagner because it was very physical for most of the match. With Tony D'Angelo pick up the win, and obviously Tony D'Angelo cuts a promo on Dijak, who he still has issues with. Um, to do a jailhouse street fight against Dijak to settle this once and for all, which is this coming March 7th. But to move on, we get to Alba Fire and Ivy Nile. Now, before we get into the match details a little bit, the thing with not say Ivy Nile, but Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, it's been very interesting. The way that I say that is the fact that you know, because Alba Fire had a hard time, had issues beating Isla Dawn, and it's where that's a, and Mitara when he comes back, so if you can't beat him, then join him. It's the way how we see it. But regardless, and Ivy Nile and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, but with that out of the way, so Alpha Fire pretty much was doing her thing. Same with Ivy Nile, unfortunately, with a bit of I don't say distraction, but unfortunately makes it more incidental contact on Tina Paxi, who I think the last few weeks has cost Ivy Nile some matches, and I think it also led to and not to the backstage problems, kayfabe wise. Even though even during this NXT taping, you saw Tatum Paxton did not want to be out there because knowing that some more shenanigans was going to happen, regardless. But outside of that, Tatum Paxton still accompanied Ivan out to the ring. With Alpha Fire getting a win via the I guess you don't say distraction, but with Ivan now kind of just I say with unfortunately with some incidental contact with um to Tatum Paxley. So who knows how long that's going to go or what happens after that, and stuff like that. But regardless, then we get to our main event. It's funny because I thought this main event, I thought the main event on paper, I thought was going to bring the showdown just in terms of the competitors. It was Braun Breaker, who, the current NXT champion, and the crowd's actually kind of been very turned on Braun Breaker, I should say. And, to be fair, I think there's some that are kind of getting really tired of Braun Breaker's title reign, which I do feel like it's going to end at Stand and Deliver to Carmelo Hayes, which I'll do. That's a whole nother stream in its entirety. Kind of, and kind of discuss Stand and Deliver coming in April 1st, with a special start time at 1 o'clock Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Um, that's like I said, that's going to be another discussion for another day. And then taking on Jinder Mahal, like I said, this all stemmed back from last week, with Jinder Mahal kind of not say take since kind of not say having his way, but kind of say since being back in NXT, like he wants to try to find out who's who basically, and obviously been very physical, surprising for a Jinder Mahal match against a guy like Braun Breaker. Even with Braun, picking up the win, you know, unfortunately, I hate to say it, I had to give Jinder Mahal some props, for taking Braun Breaker to the limit. Um, but I will say that I thought this was the best match of the night, just in terms of production wise. Because look at this card's entirety, wasn't too eye catching, to say the least. But that is going to conclude the NXT recap portion. But then again, then we have one more recap to go to. And after that, and they've got some interesting some other topics to talk about before we get up out of here. And but before we get into it, if you guys are new, make sure to hit the like button. I mean, let me get to some comments here. What's good, Ron? So do I think it's a new reality show for EW? It depends. To be honest, that remains to be seen. With the new all AEW All Access, like I said, that remains to be seen. Yeah, Travel Boy, and you kind of really missed some stuff. Since the Royal Rumble, you've definitely missed out on the and stuff like that. But what's good, Chad? Shout out to you. Same with Daniel Berry. What's good? Um, yeah, yeah, Janelle. Yeah, we're almost about to episode 40. Regardless, it's been it's been a crazy ride though. Before we get into any further details, but it's Really Me Podcast episode 39. But before we go any further, if you guys are new, welcome everybody. If you're a pro wrestling fan, I know this show might be for y'all. But it's just looking at so far what we've recapped so far. Like it has not been a bad day in terms of wrestling. Especially I thought the elimination chamber was kind of interesting. Let's see, do it. Yeah, that's gonna be another discussion for another time. But like I said, in terms of the pro wrestling stuff like that, the elimination I thought was actually fantastic. Like I said, the one match, like I said, brought it down was the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley. No one really cared for it as much. Um, and before that, I mean, you had the SmackDown, kind of the go home SmackDown for the before the Elimination Chamber that past Saturday, and it's like wasn't really, not to say it's not say too much easy, I would say, on the eyes. I thought Raw was actually pretty good. Almost pretty much 2 days removed from, or at least 20. Yeah, about 2 days removed, I should say, from the Elimination Chamber now being in Ottawa. Knowing that, we've seen guys that, let's be real, should be not have to start TV time. Another kind of harsh to say, a guy like The Miz, who's been doing it for over a decade. I think his time has come up to get off TV. and and there's just some stuff that just needs. And like we said before, like this, like WWE, I don't say may not say it's in shambles, but in some areas, there's a lot of stuff that need work. Definitely, like I said, the women's division, it's going to take a lot more, lots of work to fix up and get back to what it once was. But regardless, NXT, like I said, I do have my issues with NXT sometimes, but I still enjoy doing the streams anyways. Um, just in terms of just how, uh, actually, I think Tyler had to take care of something really quick. So he'll be back though. He'll be back. So like I said, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Um, Stuff like that. But I will say, NXT, like I said, my biggest issue with NXT sometimes on a weekly basis is how the show's being written and the creative process behind it. Because my thing is like with NXT, like the black and gold brand, like this version of NXT does not hit the same as the black and gold brand. Before Vince and Bruce Pritchard kind of just ruined the damn third brand to turn it to NXT 2.0. But I will say, I mean, think about it. I mean, Rocky and Perez is, killing it in the women's division. Who knows who our next challenger is? I mean, we know that Mako Satomura is going to be the next challenger, even though I think, like I said, I think that's still going to keep her. I think she's going to still retain over Mako Satomura. I think the one woman I can see her can drop the title to, and we could. I think some of y'all may agree to or disagree with this. Is Cora Jade? I think Cora Jade. I think it's getting to the point where, and I think it's getting. I think it's time for. I think it's time for Cora Jade to take that next step and actually become the NXT Women's Champion. But we'll see coming if it's going to eventually happen at Stand and Deliver, or so. Like I said, we'll see what happens. Like I said, the NXT Stand and Deliver pre-show and stuff like that, and preview and predictions. That's gonna be another time for another day. Um, but I mean, look, I mean NXT. I mean, as much as like I said, that nitpick a little bit with NXT, I do like the talent that they have on the roster, both the men and the men's and the women's division. The Gallus, I think they're the best dominant. Let's be real. In terms of the men's tag team, you can make the argument there's probably some very good ones out there. I think in terms of you want to build around your tag team division, for me, I think Gallus is a perfect tag team to build around. Even though they may not be, I think sometimes people may not like them. I would say, but regardless, I do feel like and there's some that just I think we stayed on for a little bit lot longer to keep developing. Like JC Jane, for example, I think her promo work has, to be honest, isn't the greatest, but can definitely could use some more work. Um, and definitely, I think there's some parts of her wrestling that needs to be improved. Um, but yeah, that's going to be well. I would say, when's the next time? To be honest, I'd say probably I think in the coming days. So not entirely too sure when I'm gonna get that. So, but outside of that, man, it's been a heck of a, let's say, 4 days. I should say from in the world of professional wrestling. But the last portion, because I want to get too ahead of not, and hopefully Tyler comes back. Okay, but get over the AEW Dynamite card, and then we can get into the nitty gritty portion of. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But like I said, I'll do another NFL talk show another a little bit down the line. So it's actually with baseball kind of returning, so that's gonna put a thing that's gonna be put on hold for a little bit. But like I said, we're not gonna get into the nitty gritty till um and stuff like that. But regardless, we're gonna take a bit of a commercial break. But yeah, So like I said, we'll do something. Hopefully, Tyler won't be too long, but I actually will try to see what's going on. And Yeah, and we'll be back from commercial break.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end. end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid.
All right, sorry about that, guys. After a long commercial break, so while we get a chance, well before Tyler gets back. So if you guys have any questions to ask me, shoot, you can ask me in the comments, and we'll probably get some just talk a little bit. Um, and like I said, so what we got coming up while we get a chance before we go any further with the show. So obviously in April, for those who have not seen or don't follow me on Twitter, which link is down below. I did tweet it out that I'm going to be live for the WNBA draft on April 10th. It's going to be from 7 to 9. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to go where in terms of the WNBA teams. I'm going to be live also for some NBA games as well, since for not just my Sixers, even though I do have one scheduled later on. And speaking of Tyler, yo,
sorry, I had to use the bathroom and it was taking a long
nature
time.
calls. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
it was literally giving me hell.
Yeah,
Nature was calling, was giving me hell.
I actually was like, what the hell happened? so I pretty much just hold it down. So the last recap, because I didn't want to get the last recap started without you, so we can actually go over it together. Is AEW?
Can we just skip the recaps? Can we just skip them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sure. But it's simply not going to do AEW Dynamite, even though it's still a good show, regardless. Now we get to the nitty gritty. So there's a lot of some interesting stuff. One in particular that was actually amazing to see was Mark Briscoe signing with All Elite Wrestling.
Bro, I'm absolutely thrilled that he is with AEW now.
It's very, very happy to see, because the last few shows, me and Tyler, we voiced our displeasure with Warner Brothers Discovery, and yeah, so we'll not go further into that. In terms of other AEW, Rio's going to be back on TV soon. So Rio's going to be back on AEW television at some point later down the road. So she is coming back. What's good, Rafi? Appreciate you coming in, my guy. So that's pretty much what we have on Rio. And there's really not much more to it. I think it's just like travel issues or whatever the case may be. In terms of not just in WWE news and just wrestling news in general, we had Kurt Angle actually came out and he's going to go under a back procedure to fix a nerve issue in his back.
Hey, he's on the older side, so a lot of the injuries will happen like that, nerve issues, arthritis, all that. That's going to hit him. But
yeah,
good.
I mean that's what you obviously you sign up for, but once you do it for over a prolonged period of time, because we see. It's a wear and tear on your body. So over time, those injuries are gonna come up to can't catch up to you. Now, in terms of WWE news, we have a few. One in particular, WWE is teasing a heel turn for 2 SmackDown quote-unquote stars, and those stars is Madcap Moss and Emma, who are kind of been teased to have a heel turn. I think especially after what I feel like what's going to happen. I think this is going to build up especially from that loss that Madcap Moss suffered from Gunther.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know if let's just hope that helps him get over, because you have a talented athlete, but for some reason just cannot get over to save his damn life, which is very sad if you think about it. Speaking, like Tyler mentioned before in our recaps, the FU Roman champs had to be muted on SmackDown because the crowd would let Roman have it. Oh, you talk about getting someone under skin. Oh boy, it's like, man, the Canadian crowd that was ruthless. Not just on SmackDown, hell in the Elimination Chamber, they were freaking ruthless.
Yeah.
But like Tyler
There was a
said,
good 5 minutes where the match started and they weren't even doing anything because the crowd was just chanting for 5 minutes straight.
yeah, because it was well delivered for what it was. And then we had some Mercedes Monet in the news. She did come out and say that Triple H did text her to show her support during her time with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's great to see that Triple H still supporting of her future of her endeavors at since being away from the company. It's just it's kind of tough though, but not say tough in terms. I thought we're looking back at it, like people really never gave two flying fucks that she won the IWGP Women's World Title. I mean, no one really gave two flying fucks about it, but that's besides the point.
Well, the only
Um,
reason why no one actually cared is because the events don't happen live while they're awake. The
yeah,
events happen when it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Now her match didn't start till 1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
A lot of people, and it was like what, a Saturday or maybe it was
or
the
something
same
like that.
Saturday as the other pay-per-view. So Elimination Chamber was overshadowing everything that was happening in New Japan. It wasn't just they didn't care about Mercedes. It was the fact that no one cared about the event because another event was on before that.
hmm But and obviously this past Rampage, I mean that show should be hopefully at some point. We had Keith Lee returning to AEW television after being off of TV for a while, which I'm thinking is that other he had my brain's telling me that, or my gut's telling me that he might have had a health scare or something like that. I think he had to write him on TV, kind of get that fixed out. So I think
Yeah,
I mean, Keith Lee did come out and say he did have sometimes issues with. I think it's his heart. He always had problems with. I could be completely wrong on that.
that's why he came back. That's what. Yeah, I think it was his heart, and that's why he came back leaner and a
And
lot
there's a whole
skinnier
different
than what
look
he
to him.
was. It wasn't just a look; it was the fact that he was a lot skinnier. Um,
Yeah,
and that's probably why the doctors probably said, "Look, take time off, lose weight, get back in the ring." Because when you're a
yeah,
heavy set dude and you're in a business where it's like strenuous on your heart,
it's
the doctor's going to tell you lose weight, and he lost weight.
it looks like you're pretty good though since coming back to AW
Oh, it
television.
looks awesome. It looks
Um,
awesome.
Alexa Bliss has gotten into the news, and it's not good or bad, but she's like basically caught in the crossfire to the point where she actually got legitimate heat from Randy Orton's wife, and this all stemmed back from how do I put this? When she got on top of him in the middle of the ring, and
Oh,
Kim Orton
Jesus
was not having
Christ.
any of it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly where I'm going. Yeah, so Kim Orton, even Randy Orton, I think he told us that look, there was nothing to that. They're all just professionals. For some reason, I think Kim Orton took that out of context. So,
Wait,
yeah. So,
dude. She took that way, way,
yeah,
way, way out of proportion. It was the character. It was her freaking character. It's a storyline. What you're saying, newsflash, Kim Morton, it ain't real.
yeah. It's
Alexa Bliss doesn't want to screw your husband. Come on.
first of all, she's a married woman herself. So I mean,
She's already a married woman. You
so
think
I
she
mean,
wants to go around screwing other? No.
well, yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. But we did talk about Corbin getting another repackage. Hopefully, this is going back, finally getting back to Lone Wolf that we've been fucking clamoring for months. And we talked about the Elimination Chamber, but the last thing that's been I would say kind of been been in the buzz. WWE wants to sign Kenny Omega. Now this is kind of interesting because with
There's
Kenny
been a
Omega,
lot going on here. There's been a lot going on with this. Not only do they want to sign Kenny Omega, they want to sign Jay White to a deal. And with the Kenny Omega thing, this isn't if or when situation because
exactly,
of the CM Punk thing.
that is
If
true.
or when CM Punk returns, he's gone. Kenny Omega is out. We all know
And,
he's going to be out. And the Bucks are going to
who
be
can
out
blame
too.
him?
And who could blame him? But if or when CM Punk doesn't show up,
I think
he's staying.
because it's like
I don't think he's
I
signing with WWE unless CM Punk comes back.
even though it's kind of ironic now how it comes full circle after Kenny Omega has said it more than a handful of times when he was under contract with New Japan, hell no, I'm not signing with WWE. I think he even said it, yeah, he's not signing with the company. And it's like it's how it comes full circle where he could potentially be in WWE along with Jay. Now Jay White's gonna be another interesting case though. It's just like that's the thing too. It's like, does WWE really need Jay White? That's my biggest concern.
In a sense, no. In a sense, no. Because they have way too much talent to begin with. Because they brought back a lot of this talent just to make fans happy. And I feel like that's a huge mistake because now you're back to the problem they were before 2020, that you have so much talent and half of them are probably not going to be used. You don't know what to do with them. And this is why, yes, I was upset that and angry at Vince for releasing all these people, but now I'm starting to see why. I'm starting to see it.
It's kind of ironic now.
It's ironic now that we're actually starting to see what's happening.
Why
but
Vince
I don't
did
think
what he did.
Yeah, why he went on this fire sale of talent in 2020.
So I think
the only thing he should have said, but he shouldn't have lied though. Oh, it's budget cuts. No, you should have said, I don't know what to do with these people, so I'm going to get rid of them because there's too much talent.
And let them explore, and should have let them explore elsewhere. And,
we would have understood. Okay, you don't know what to do with them, let them go. Okay, cool. But he lied and said budget cuts. That's the problem that we have. But back to the thing with Jay White, I don't think they need Jay White. I don't think they need Kenny Omega. They don't need the Young Bucks. I mean, they do need the Young Bucks because the tag team division sucks. But
yeah, that is true.
But they would need the Young Jay White. I would think he would go to AEW. I don't think he goes to WWE. I think he goes right to AEW, sign with AEW, as opposed to just working with them. He signed with them.
And that too, and he can also work with Ring of Honor too, which is they still had that at the same time. So I mean,
I don't think I don't think he'd work with Ring of Honor. He wants that exposure. He wants TV time. He doesn't want to be stuck on an app.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And it's just like knowing that we had, and it's just like looking at it, I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna say screw you, Grayson Waller, for fucking fooling me with the damn pulling the fucking tube.
That was fucking hilarious. That was fucking hilarious. I'm not.
Why the hell did you?
Well. Here's the thing.
DX.
But here's the thing, though. You should have known with the crowd noise still being audible with the app up. When that happens, when you enter an app, the sound of what you ever were watching before just goes away. It never went away. So I don't know how the hell you got fooled there. I watched back that clip. I'm like, how the hell did you get fooled?
But
I'm like, how the hell did you get fooled? There's still crowd noise. It's still NXT.
It's just, I don't know. Like my brain, sometimes, like I said, my brain functions differently than everybody else's.
Your brain farted. That's what happened.
Yeah, my brain. I had a brain fart, but still,
your brain farted. Your brain tooted. That's what happened.
And I had to get, and as much as I hate Grayson Waller as a heel, though, but I had to get. That's some of the genius work that the fact he pulled a page out of a DX's playbook and just hijacked the truck.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you this:
he wants Shawn Michaels at Stand and Deliver, which is interesting.
It's very interesting. But another thing is too, with because I know Roxanne Perez is definitely facing Maito Satomura, I think at NXT Roadblock, which is not the following Tuesday. Who do you see taking the belt off of Roxanne? Because one person I have in mind is Cora Jade.
Yeah, it has to be Cora Jade. They have to have this program with Satomura is going to be a one-off, and then they'll probably rekindle that feud with Cora Jade. She's been clamoring to get to that title picture again, but everybody else keeps jumping ahead of her.
Yeah, like
She's getting angry about it. So finish that
because I
story
feel
up
like
to
she
where
was
she
in
finally gets the title shot.
because I feel like because because like she's another one that I see, the way how she's kind of gone on, become the star that she is. So I'm thinking to myself, like, why the hell didn't I give her an opportunity to get the NXT Women's title? Imagine I love Roxanne Perez. I mean, they're giving her a really good lengthy run with this till April. I guess till Stand and Deliver. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see at Stand and Deliver, which it's going to be interesting. Not just that we saw the NXT crowd now turn on Braun Breaker, which for me, I think the one leads me to believe he might be getting the call up to the main roster after WrestleMania. I think we're going to see Carmelo Hayes finally get the run with the championship. Which, please, for the love of God, I want to see Carmelo Hayes at least give him a nice run with it.
I feel like
Uh,
I feel like Braun is going to drop the title at Stand and Deliver. He'll get the call up, and Carmelo is going to get the run. That's what I
and
think is
it's
happening because he's rumored to be in. I think he's in the match at Stand and Deliver versus Braun.
Yeah, it's from what it's look, and they tease it heavily, especially at the end of Vengeance Day.
Yeah,
And the last thing, like I said, the one thing I did in NXT, I think Shawn Michaels needs help writing the shows. I really do think Shawn Michaels is having issues writing the show, in its own right.
yeah. It's
I
been
I, I
it's
think
been hit and miss. Like some episodes are really good, some episodes suck, and I
because
don't get it.
all the match, like in terms of the match where you had Trick Williams taking on Ilya Dragunov, that's I was sent back from last week. Chase U and the Dyad. I did talk about Duke Hudson kind of doing Thea Hill a little bit dirty. Bastard.
Bro, dude, the way she reacted,
I
I
feel
felt bad. I'm
bad.
like, damn, I do
Damn.
Thea like that.
Come on, Thea was like, why'd you have to take it
He
on
didn't do
Olivia?
nothing.
Like,
She don't harm a fly. Damn.
and I will say the one thing that we did talk about is this weird. I see storyline between Ava Rain and Thea, which is kind of weird in
It's
its
not
own
really a
right.
storyline between just them two. It's basically Chase U versus Schism.
It's
But then again, it's not that weird because it's like the two top factions going against each other. So it's like not too weird. It makes sense to
um,
have the two top factions pin against each other.
and it's. And I
But
hate
then
to say this.
again,
I know
but
this
then
was.
again, I think this is going to be a throwaway, or not even a throwaway feud. I feel like it's not going to be a feud, or it's
Hmm,
going to be a feud,
um,
but it's going to end up with a heel turn with Duke turning on Chase U. The way it's
yeah,
going.
I mean, and it's been very heavily teased for the last handful of weeks. I really
Honestly,
hate to
for a
say this
handful of months,
too.
because remember the one time I think it was during a match, he walked out on him and then
Yeah, he
apologized.
walked out, so it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
They've been teasing a
But
heel turn for months. For
and I
months
would not be
on
opposed to
NXT.
it. I think Duke Hudson's good enough to actually split away from Chase U.
He shouldn't even been in the
But
group.
that is true. Like, but you didn't like. I'm sorry, dude. You did not have to do the Thea Hale dirty like that. I'm sorry. Hey,
Yeah, man,
we're
that was cold. That was too cold.
that was
Too
cold.
cold,
But
man.
and
You ain't
the
gotta do
last
Thea
final
to
thought.
Thea Hell that dirty. Damn.
But
She ain't do nothing to you, and yet you're
I already hate to say this.
making her
Right,
cry
in
in the
terms
middle
of
of
the
the ring.
match card on
Yep.
NXT was the main event. It was actually really good. I
Dude,
hate to say it
it
as
was
much as we
shocking
didn't.
because you texted me. You were like, Jinder Mahal actually wrestled good. I'm like, what? You were like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that match actually went
I'm like,
50. I
and I
think
was
what
like, are
50.
you sure? Were there any botches? You were like, no. I'm like, what?
No, exactly. What? Because Jinder went actually 15 to 20 minutes with Braun Breaker pushing him to the limit, with Braun Breaker getting the win. It's
With no
Braun Breaker
botches.
barely.
That's the thing. With no botches.
Yeah, it's just like, did we finally actually get to see a decent Jinder Mahal match? Because holy crap! For those who don't remember, Jinder Mahal is honestly not a known botcher, but he just knows he has these tendencies to botch like in certain
He
spots.
couldn't even stand where he was supposed to stand so that Jeff Hardy could hit his move. Because Jeff Hardy, he kicked there, then Ginger sold like he got hit. Remember that match at Crown Jewel that one year?
Yeah, that was
bad.
that was something. But still, though, I mean, I think I have Jinder Mahal. Even though I don't fully hate him, actually, I still appreciate some of his work, though. I think I think he's, even though his mic skills need to be fine
Mike
tuned.
skills, honestly, the last few weeks, his mic skills gotten better too. Shockingly.
Yeah, it's very shockingly.
His character, I mean, his character's a really good character. And honestly, I didn't mind the character in 2017 either. It was the fact that he sucked as a wrestler and he couldn't talk at the time.
But ever since coming back to NXT, I think it's really done favors. And then we had Tony D'Angelo taking on Bob Wagner. That was kind of much of been physical, but can't hate Tony D. I'm sorry, you can't really.
No, that character's too too damn good. Too damn
obviously,
good.
So you had, and obviously for NXT, you had Triple H and Ilya Dragunov kick off the show. Obviously, taking, with Ilya now having two enemies. Triple H.
Yeah, I don't get the whole. I don't get the whole. Okay, these two teams. Oh wait, there's a third member. Oh wait, now what?
Yeah, and JD McDonough, who still has his issues for putting him out of action kayfabe wise after.
That does make sense. I mean, it kind of does make sense because JD wants revenge for Ilya putting him out of a job for months. Putting him out of work for months, but now you're entering another guy into the feud when you didn't need to. I don't understand it.
Well, first of all, this is you put a little bit of blame on Trick Williams for calling out Ilya and kind of starting shit with him. So
I mean, then again, it was just a one-off, this
Yeah, this like a one-off.
Okay, so it does make sense because they had a match and then JD. Okay.
Yeah, but JD.
All right, it does make sense. It is a one-on-one feud. Okay.
Yeah, but so even though JD didn't get involved, and all for those who don't know, JD McDonough is Jordan Devlin, by the way, if you did not watch NXT UK, so it's still the same person. Which I kind of find out, it's like, really? Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't cross my mind. It's like JD. I was like, oh,
wait a minute. Jordan Devlin McDonough. What?
Kind of makes sense.
What?
Exactly.
It does
I
make
know,
sense.
right?
What?
But
so his
like I
real
said,
last name is McDonough, not Devlin.
But I will say, I mean, look, NXT has not been bad. Like Shawn Michaels they're going to have to get Shawn Michaels some help to write the show because first of all, you got too many some great ass talent on that roster. Think about it. Jason Jane.
The talent on this roster is ridiculous good, dude.
Especially the women's division. Man, you have some underrated stars in the making. Like I said, Sol Rukas is one of them, and she's been kind of been like the highlight point the last few weeks with NXT, especially when getting her own video packages.
Honestly, for the past month, she's been the highlight of NXT's women's division right now. For the past few months.
Who's to say? She's another one I could see could make her run with the NXT women's title because.
I could see that for sure.
Because I mean, she had the soul. Come on, you can't tell me the Soul Snatcher is one of the best finishing moves in NXT.
Especially in the women's division. It really is. One of the better moves of NXT. By far.
But I will say to this too, Tyler. I do agree to the one point where it's just like this weird ass, like this high school storyline with Briggs and Kiana James. It's like, what the hell are we going on with this? It's like this
is weird. And the conclusion is, I'm sorry, it's okay, handshake, done deal. What?
Like what?
So you end on an I'm sorry and a handshake.
Like
it's basically like those teen comedies where the best friend gets backstabbed and the best friend, oh, I'm sorry, and they get what?
And they'll make up where it's like, yeah.
They'll make up at the end of the movie, like, what the hell?
But the storyline concept itself, actually, I thought was fantastic. But the ending of it was, like I said, was very weird to say the least.
Yeah.
But you know, looking
But
like
I
I
don't
said,
think this
looking at
is
the
over because she still has to say "I'm sorry" to Briggs, which uh,
yeah,
uh,
even though
I don't care.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But
We're all gonna get
that's
back
all we.
together eventually, and then they'll go with the tag team, and then they'll break up somehow with some wonky thing. And apparently, yo, watch it be a plot twist where the brother ain't really her brother.
So that would be.
It's a
I
it's
was
a
gonna.
it's a it's a it's a secret boyfriend.
I was like, if
They
that
pull
was
some
the
like
case, let's.
Alabama shit.
That's like. Oh, of course you had to go. Of
I'm
course you
telling
had to
you,
go there.
you got to do it. They're
I
probably
wouldn't
gonna
be
pull some
surprised.
Alabama
But then
shit, and
again,
the brother's actually the
but
boyfriend.
and it's pretty crazy too. So I was like Zach, because like it's funny because it's like when we first it's like she mentioned Keanu Reeves mentioned Zach, like are she talking about like Zach Ryder or stuff like that? But no, it was her
It was
like
some
her
20-year-old with that looked like basically your Bill with a beard.
exactly.
That's like an average
Like
dude. What?
yeah,
It's
and
average.
it's like, but I will say this too. I'm actually the even though let's be real, the women's tag division isn't the greatest on NXT just in terms of what you got. It's out of Kaden and Katana, but just isn't really that great. Um, Even though it is kind of weird, I will admit to seeing both Isla Dawn and Alba Fire just working together or something. Because I mean, we did mention this too. It's
Honestly,
like,
I looked back the whole story, right? Where and it makes sense and the way the story was going from the beginning to the end, her loss to Isla made her crazy. And then she kept losing matches. Losing matches.
yeah,
She
it's
got
just like she
crazier
couldn't beat her.
and crazier and crazier. And now she's joining with Isla. Which I'm like, whoa. So
Because right,
the story
because
the
it was
story
right,
was just like this like villain turn from the hero to
like
the
it was.
villain. It
I
was
mean,
so good. It was so well done.
it really was, and Isla. The thing was Isla Dawn though, man. Even though she does freak me the fuck out sometimes. Um, it's just it is crazy the kind of mind games that she plays. I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm thinking to myself, like, did she get trained by the Undertaker or something? Just know how to be the master of the mind games? Because holy crap, like this is kind of it has like freaking Undertaker written all over it in a way that
Mm-hmm.
not that she doesn't come out the same, but like she kind of pulls the exact same tactic. Well, yeah, I'm at work, unfortunately, Steve. But like I said, that's all we got for you guys for episode 39. Because like I said, and unfortunately Tyler had to take the
Long
probably
break. Yeah.
well,
No,
yeah,
no, we're not going to get into it, but yeah.
yeah. But outside of that, though, you know, what we got coming up for you guys, like I said, the Philly spring training right around the corner. I will be doing some live streams for spring training, and also April 10th, I will be live for the WNBA draft. It's going to be for 2 hours, so that's going to be a lot of
And
fun.
April 1st and April 2nd, we've got Mania. And we got
And I
Stand
will
and
be live,
Deliver. And he will
stand
be
and
live for
deliver.
night one. And Stand and Deliver.
And I'll be available for both night one and night two of WrestleMania.
Well, then we got Stand and Deliver and the full show of Mania. And a watch
Exactly.
party.
So
With all of us wrestling crew.
yeah, it's
The
been like
wrestling
I said, man.
crew on the network. Everybody's gonna be there.
Absolutely, especially because because we're in WrestleMania season. We're on the road to WrestleMania. So who knows what's going to happen after Mania, and we're going to see how some of these storylines play out after said and done. We start fresh to the kickoff to a whole new year. How's it not whole year new year wrestling, but just start fresh going forward. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'll be back at it again on March 7th for NXT. We're gonna see how for NXT Roadblock, even though it's a show theme, stuff like that. So we're gonna see how a lot of stuff plays out. But with that being said, though, appreciate everyone who's kind of hung out with me and Tyler a little bit before Tyler. Like I said, took a break, but like I said, I held it down for a little bit and took a bit of a commercial break myself. But with that being said, it's been fun talking wrestling. We'll be back at it again next week, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like I said, don't miss out because we'll do a lot of recaps, stuff like that, and figure out what's hottest in the wrestling news, whether it's good, bad, or just downright ugly. But with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.